You're welcome back to my channel. My name is Mathilda Akatuba. If today is your first time stopping by, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking with me. Today we'll be talking about the things you can do to change your life for the better. Now, the first thing on my list would be to work on your physical appearance. The first thing people see when they look at you is your physical appearance. You want them to have the perception in their head that you look put together. Now, this is extremely important because fortunately or unfortunately, our looks is really the first thing that people take into consideration before our inward characteristics, abilities, attitudes, so on and so forth. You don't need to spend too much money in order to look put together. I said I was going to do another video on how you can look put together, but for now, make sure your hair is always tidy, your nails look clean, they shouldn't be overgrown. You should know your personal style and how you want to dress, because how you're dressed is also how you're perceived. Now, the second thing I would say is that you need to become more self-aware. I say this because I've realized that many people are not self-aware. You may have friends, siblings, family members, things like that, and you realize that they're just not self-aware. Self-awareness is basically knowing or being aware of, your negatives, your positives. And when I say your negatives and positives, I mean your negative attributes, positive attributes, negative characteristics, positive characteristics, things like that. And so once you're able to look inward and be able to say that, okay, this is something about me that I know is not a good habit, or this is something about me that I know affects other people in my life, then it means you're becoming self-aware. Once you're self-aware, I believe that is the first step to, becoming that better version of yourself. For instance, if you know that you're somebody who likes to ask for things, you know that that's a problem that you have. You're somebody who doesn't know how to hold back. You always want to ask for favors, or you always want to kind of like beg on people, ask for their money, ask for their food. Just being self-aware about that helps you eradicate that problem, because the first step of changing any bad habits is realizing that there is a problem. And so being self-aware is going to save you from so much. It's going to improve your relationship with your friends, your family, and so on and so forth. So the third step to cut people who are not serving you off. Sometimes we know within ourselves that we've given certain people in our lives multiple chances and they're just not really working with your aura or with your mental health or with your peace of mind. They're not serving you in any way. And so you need to realize that, okay, I need to cut this person off. That may be your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your sister, your brother, even your mother. I know it sounds crazy. A lot of people say that, oh, family is this and family is that. But sometimes there are mothers who are extremely toxic. There are mothers who can even kill their own children. And so I'm beginning to learn that, family is everything. But once you know that your family is detrimental to your mental health, your physical health, if they are harming you in any way, you need to cut them off, because these people are not going to help you grow. And you're going to grow up later in life and realize that you haven't really accomplished anything because of that thing that is still holding you back. Believe it or not, people can hold you back. Somebody you love so much can be the reason why you're not growing in life, can be the reason why you're not chasing your dreams, can be the reason why you don't even get out of bed in the morning. I'm not saying cut every single person that has wronged you or has pissed you off, small petty issues that you should cut them off. No, that's not what I'm saying. You just need to cut off the people that you know that are continuously harming you, that are continuously putting you down, that are continuously making you feel less of yourself and things like that. Number 4 is you need to stop giving up easily. So many people give up easily because as soon as there's an obstacle, they're like, okay, I'm done. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm tired. This is stressing me out. This is, causing me some type of headache. You need to stop giving up easily. Let me actually give you guys an example of a time where I felt like everything was literally lost, and anybody would easily give up in that situation. I think 2 years ago, I was supposed to go to this country with my friend. One of my friends was supposed to travel with my friend, and I had COVID. I think that's the craziest thing. I had COVID. I'm going to link it up there, so if you guys want to watch that video, you can just tap on the cards and it will take you back to that video. But long story short is I had COVID and I had already recovered from COVID. As in, my 2-week quarantine was over and everything. I think it was about a month now, and my trip was near, and around that time you really needed to have a negative COVID test before you could travel to certain countries. So the country I was going to, that was a requirement. The day or 2 days before I was to travel, I went to do my test. And one of the things I was always afraid of was the fact that my test was going to come back positive. And you know what that means? Once the test comes back positive, that's it. That's the end for you. When I did the test, it did indeed come back positive. And I knew I was all clear of COVID and everything. But you know, as long as you still have a positive test, no airline is going to let you travel anywhere. I'm sorry. So I was so down. I was crying. I was distraught because I really, really wanted to go on this trip. And initially I wanted to just say, nah, maybe this trip is not for me. Maybe I'm not supposed to go on this trip. But I was like, no way. I'm going to do this test one more time. And this second test that I was going to do was going to be the deal breaker. Long story short is, when I did the test, it came back negative, and that really blew my mind. And I just feel like if I had given up, I would not have gone for that trip. Everything I'm saying now, you need to put it into perspective. You need to kind of just take this advice and see how that translates into your circumstance or whatever you're going through. That whole experience shifted my whole mindset. And so ever since then, I saw that even if it looks like the end of the road, you should never give up on anything. You need to fight till the very last drop or the very last point. I'm not saying that if you continue to fight, automatically things are going to work out. But I believe that just the mere fact that you fought for it or you went all the way, you know, just really proves or shows a lot about you and about how much you really wanted something. Number 5 on my list is to be more open-minded. Many of us are very close-minded. I'm even a victim of that. In past times, I have been extremely close-minded to so many things. When I'm in conversation with people, when people are telling me about their experiences, I do not open up my mind to actually understand where they are coming from, especially if I feel like, oh no, I could never do this, or this could never be me. Immediately, my mind is closed. I don't think that is going to take you to where you're meant to be, and I don't think that's going to make you the better version of yourself, because the moment you start to become more open-minded to certain things, then it means you're willing to take risks. And I feel that in life, when you're able to take certain risks, it just skyrockets you to the next point or the next phase of your life. I don't think anything comes easy, and everything that we go through has some sort or some form of risk involved in it. And so I think it is extremely important to just, you know, take risks, be open-minded. If you hear something, even if it's something you never in your wildest dreams thought you could ever do, I would say you should take that chance. Sometimes you just need to live in the moment. This brings me on to my next point. You need to be a good listener. Someone like me, I'm very talkative. Sometimes I can talk so much that my conversation can overshadow what somebody is saying. So I'm learning that I need to listen more to what people have to say, because when you listen more to people, you're able to learn more from them. You're able to, you know, even expand your knowledge and just know more about the topic or whatever the person is talking about. By just listening, you can learn so much from somebody's experience rather than always talking all the time. It doesn't really allow you to grow as a person, and it doesn't really allow you to learn. My next point is you need to learn a skill. This is for people who don't think that they have a talent. I think that it's important to learn a skill outside of anything that you do. That could be painting, it could be going for a vocal class, you could go for a cooking class, you could even learn on YouTube. Anything at all. You don't even need to spend so much money. You have a phone to your disposal, and I always say that the internet is everybody's best friend because it's free. You can just go online and learn anything that you could possibly think of. Even learning makeup, that's a skill. It's a skill set that I believe every girl should have. Building upon your capabilities or your abilities, or building upon your interests or things you like, and really, really take you to that place, and at the end of the day, change your life forever. Number 8, I would say, is that you need to be more competitive. People may not really agree with this because being competitive can come off as extremely toxic or catty. You know, nobody really likes somebody who is overly competitive. But I believe that to some degree or to some extent, you do need to have a competitive spirit, because it always leaves you wanting more. When you're so comfortable, or when you lay back and relax and just let things be what they are, it doesn't really build this spark in you. And I, for one, I believe that anywhere I find myself, I would always want to be better. In order to do that, I need to be competitive. I just need to find that thing within me that makes me want something even more. And you don't even need to exactly compete with other people. You can compete with yourself. You can be competitive within your own self. So if you know that today you skipped 100 times, tomorrow skip 200 times, And that's exactly what I mean. At the end of the day, we are always striving to be better versions of ourselves. And once we continue to just be in our comfort zone, we just wouldn't grow. And as this title suggests, all we're trying to do is better our lives and change it forever. Okay, so my 9th point is to become more exposed. An example of becoming more exposed is to travel more. And that is a bit on the pricier side, because leaving the country, not everybody has the luxury to do that. So other ways in which you can be more exposed is by watching movies, listening to more music, broaden your music spectrum, if that even makes sense. Listen to other genres, read more books, read different types of books, not just, fiction. Read books that can also elevate you. Watch movies from different genres as well. I believe that this helps you become more exposed. I haven't traveled to so many places, but I do know a little about people from country A or country B because I've read about them in a book or I've seen something about them in a movie, and that just broadens your mind. You're able to relate to more conversations, talking to people you meet. Just have conversation as much as you can and listen to what they have to say. Now, my 10th and final point, as we're drawing near to the end of this video, is that I would say you should give yourself some grace. Now, I know that as you've been listening to me, as you've been listening to everything that I've been telling you, you are so hard on yourself. You're like, oh, this hits home, or oh, I'm not self-aware, and you're so hard on yourself. You're feeling down, you're feeling like, you failed in life, or you're probably feeling, some type of way that isn't exactly positive. I just want you to give yourself some grace right now, because we don't know everything. I don't know everything. The little I know, I'm sharing with you. Just as you think you may not know everything, I could learn so much from you. And so it is always important that you give yourself some grace. Take it easy on yourself. Don't think too much. The world outside is already so chaotic. And so we should be able to hand ourselves some form of grace. And just as we give ourselves grace, we should also extend that grace to other people. And as much as sometimes people piss us off, sometimes it's also good to just lay back and just give them the same grace that you would want someone to give to you. That's basically all the points I have for you guys today. I hope that this video has been entertaining as well as educational. Please leave a comment down below if you have any more things to share, as we are all trying to win this year, since that's the motto for the channel this year. Until next time, guys, it's your favorite girl, Mathilda Akatuba, and yeah, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye, guys.